All right. All right. We like to begin with taking a moment to think together about the greatest achievement of mankind. How could we have possibly all done this? We flew to the moon, split the atom, built cars, built the internet, ran a mile under the 4 minutes, and won some websites of the day.
Everyone hates that news.
Me and Bruno totally believe that this could only be achieved in true collaboration, or in our words, love made correctly. But why is it that we still call ourselves the Homo sapien, the wise man? This is ridiculous if you think about it, because this is not our true strength. Our strength is to collaborate. This is not the work of a few smart individuals. No, this is a lot of people that come together and share the same vision. So why is it that still, if we know that we need to come together as designers and developers, that far too often the world of web design and Bruno's world, web development, are separate spaces. And when they come together, they collide instead of co-create. And if there is so much space between us, then there are a lot of possibilities for problems like miscommunication, endless feedback rounds, wrong expectations, and bad quality of work. And at the end, a product you might not be even proud of. Literally, I was watching a Steve Jobs video yesterday on YouTube, and he said the reason why Apple is such a successful company is that they're so truly collaborative. And I totally believe in that. At Build in Amsterdam, we totally believe in this. You would never find Steve Jobs only in his office. You would find him in the canteen, talking to people.
Yeah, or probably just hitting an apple.
So that's why we're giving this talk today.
Yeah, but first let's introduce ourselves. I'm Bruno Tomé, a Portuguese developer working remotely at our Build in Amsterdam office in Portugal for almost 2 years now. And usually I spend my days helping the designers transforming their ideas into code. And in the meantime, I'm just telling them they are crazy.
So I'm one of the crazy guys, I assume. My name is Jerrie Bührmann. I'm one of the lead designers today at Build in Amsterdam. And I've been there for the very first start. And what we do on a daily basis is making love, platonic love, of course. Not real. And we do this all in order to build digital flagship stores. All with combining strategy, branding, and e-commerce to make more emotional connections from consumers to brands.
Yeah, actually, building visions are based on emotions and not only in logic, right?
Yeah. So we make this emotional connection because buying decisions are based on that. And here are a few screens of the work you might recognize us from.
Yeah, thank you
you.
guys. So these are some examples of good collaboration. But let's stop for a second to think about what happens if there is no collaboration, or there is a collaboration but it's bad, or actually a no love thing, or love made not correctly. So let us show us you actually some bad examples of bad collaboration.
So what you're looking now at, now this is not it. What you're looking at is a car from Renault, the French car manufacturer, made in 2004. And exactly this is a concept. They just had to hand it over to development. And then this happened. Why is there such a huge gap between the world of the imagination and the world of development, the reality, the pragmatic?
I think it's really simple, because they didn't involve the development early on the stage of the briefing and the design as well.
Yeah, I think so too. And you can see it even in the interior. It ran from a futuristic interior, which I loved, to a sea of plastic, where only the logo survived, the 500 feedback rounds, I can imagine. And who of you played Zelda here in the audience? This is the artwork that was created, and this is the guy you had to fight.
I have to say that I didn't play Zelda, but I played Tinder, and this is basically the same thing as the expectations versus the reality, right?
Just to make our point and to get it across, this is one of the beautiful libraries that Alberta has in Canada. And the architects were finished with the design, and then it went to a more, let's call it the warship approach.
Who in the audience doesn't like the Transformers movie? They did.
Well, this is all funny, but they were looking actually at reality. These things really happened. I didn't make them up. And we believe, Bruno and I, and Build in Amsterdam, that our digital industry is no exception to this. We've been really guilty of this ourselves too, not collaborating. And this can be a huge problem to your end product. I used to think that my Figma designs were reality, that I was finished. Well, I actually just made a JPEG, right? Yeah. So from then on, I believe that it takes skill to design something beautiful, but it takes collaboration to make something reality. And that is why we're giving this talk today, to share our insights and our struggles that we had. And we created a beautiful platform, which just went live Monday, and it's called secret.com, secret, which we're going to talk more about later on.
Thanks, Jerrie. Let's not forget that developers usually want MVPs, and the designers only want North Stars. So why don't we combine the both worlds to develop a platform that is actually beautiful and functional at the same time?
Yeah, why don't we go for a viable North Star? Because if we don't do this, then you're going to run into problems sooner or later. It might not be your brand, or it might not be as you envisioned it. It might not be scalable or accessible or user-friendly. Bruno can talk more about this, but this can be a real problem.
Yeah, usually with small websites, we don't have this kind of constraints. But we at Build in Amsterdam, we are used to build big digital flagship stores. So we need to keep focus on all of the stuff that Jerrie said before. So how should we collaborate, or how do we collaborate at Build in Amsterdam? If you don't know Secret, I will tell you who they are actually. Let me take you back 2 years ago when they reached us to reimagine and recreate their digital flagship store. They are a Dutch wallet maker built in 1995. And here I have the original card protector, owned by them, copied 1,000 of times for other people. You probably might have one or seen in someone else's pocket. So me and Jerrie, we collaborate for almost 2 years, transforming their ideas from their imagination into a digital flagship store. Sorry, man.
Actually, this is my wallet. On stage pickpocket. So I bought this thing 11 years ago. And since then, I've been a real fan of the brand. I think it's one of the most inspiring brands they are. How they do their business, how they create their products. I really enjoy them, and I love this wallet. Until we got this crazy briefing. This is the actual briefing that we got. They wanted us to combine an Italian espresso bar with our national airport Schiphol, have a design academy feeling, or it should be like a newspaper feeling, and combine it with the yin and yang of Buddhism from the East.
And then they said also, oh, we want the soul and the jazz. So basically, we were really overwhelmed with the briefing, right?
Exactly. How could we possibly all combine this in a true digital flagship store? So we took it on, and I'm really happy with the result. And this is just a few screens of how it looks like. It's fine. So you can check it out online now, since we're launched Monday. Or you can go to our new Build in Amsterdam website to view the case study. Actually, it took us 2 years to design Secret, and 4 years to design our own website. Usually it doesn't take so long, potential clients maybe. But we learned a lot during these 2 years collaborating between design and development and with our client. And we made 8 tips to make love correctly, and we would love to share them with you today. Starting with our first one.
Yeah. Let's forget the mindset that are people that are actually left-brainers, the analytical ones, or the right-brainers, the creative ones. Actually, a full-brainer is a no-brainer, right? The University of Utah made a research with brain scans that actually proved this thing. And they also found out that 90% of the designers don't wear glasses. However, they still see the missing 1 pixel everywhere, guys. That's crazy, because I actually bought these glasses just to work with Jerrie on this project, and I still don't see the 1 pixel. I don't get it. But this worked so perfectly because we made a nice collaboration. That's the main key for this. The next thing that we at Build in Amsterdam, we truly believe, is hiring people from diverse backgrounds. Actually, if you look at this picture, it's myself when I graduate for communication design in Portugal 7 years ago. So how does this help me on my daily job? So I can combine my design experience with the development experience and actually help Jerrie sometimes with new ideas, or saying him, okay, dude, this is beautiful, but this doesn't work. Someone needs to tell them that.
Yeah, and I find this really important to have also developers with a graphic design background. We have a lot of them at Build in Amsterdam. It really helps us as designers, as you probably know, to have somebody with a good understanding of typography, grids, layout.
And then, Benjamin Franklin once said in the history that you can tell me and I will forget, you can teach me and I will remember, but if you involve me, I will learn. So that was really important for me to be involved in the process of the briefing and the design immediately in the beginning of the process, because otherwise it was impossible to get these emotions from the jazz and the soul posters, get the brand and the strategy from Secret and implemented it on actually in the website. As you can see, some lines transforming when you scroll, the menu that it's open, everything is moving, everything has its own flowing, And that will be impossible if I wasn't involved early on stages.
Yeah, exactly. And coming to point 4, we don't believe in just your static sprint reviews, just sticking to that. We believe that a project should be a long conversation. So you're constantly in contact with each other, pushing each other for new ideas. And I made a commitment to myself, starting on the secret project, that I would reply to Bruno within 5 minutes, let's say, to keep a good conversation or a good flow in the whole project. And I think I did, or not?
Yeah, I need to assume you kept the promise. And actually, if we made it for more than 2,000 kilometers away from each other, thank you, Internet, you can make it too, guys. Dev notes are a must. Why? Because if you look at the next example, you'll find out that as a developer, I will need to get inside Jerrie's brain. Because otherwise, I would start developing with my own ideas of how the things should work. And with that information from Jerrie, I get it. Okay, the logo should scroll on, should go to the menu on scroll. Even the title should be SVGs because they are really complex to do in another way for more than 10 languages that this website has. So don't forget to put some dev notes because a happy developer is a happy designer, right?
Yeah, it's super important to get wrong expectations out of the way in this way. And I know design systems are not the most fun thing to work with, especially not in the beginning, but it's super important. I need to push myself to do it, but I heard that it can be a real paradise for Bruno to work with.
Yeah, man, actually the paradise for me is having the sun standing in the pool with a gin with ginger ale, controversial, huh? And having a beautiful design system because Jerrie made all the components with all the possible variants and also we tested with multiple languages because we can't forget, sorry for the Germans, but actually your language has longer words. So if you don't test the components with multiple languages, then you'll go to the website, you switch to German, and you know it, everything is fucked up, right?
And if you do make your design system, why don't you just like I said, also design all the states? And this is super important to get again that good flow in your project. So if you possibly forget one of these states, then the developer needs to pick up his code later on, make notes, take it back. And just to get a good flow in your whole process and accessibility, it's important just to design all the states and approach your website as a living thing and not just a static thing. So finishing with our 8th tip, this will be Bruno's handover. So this is all the mistakes that we made. We put them here. So Bruno will teach you, hopefully, how to do a handover perfectly. And he promised me to be really kind to you. So let's get started.
Sorry, man, I think I lied to you. Because how the hell you dare guys to doing these things? Huh? Right? When you get to your home, don't you close your doors? You do. So why the hell don't you close the text boxes to the edges? Seriously, I don't get it. So, and then I will get the wrong distance from this to the next component, and Jerrie will come, Bruno, this is not correct. Your fault, man. This is really simple to solve.
Of course.
Next one, please keep all the artboards in the same page. I'm actually doing you a favor for you guys. Because in this way, you can actually compare if the mobile version, the desktop, and the tablet one are coherent between them. Otherwise, I will need to go always to your Figma files or Sketch or even Illustrator, I don't know. and click on the layer saying mobile and desktop. I don't want that because it's a time wasting, actually.
All right.
And time is money.
All right, I think we got it. Why do I always get this message?
It's really simple, actually. But please, guys, don't do this 1 hour before your presentation, because I can ruin it all. But usually, when I want to export some icon or another thing, you guys like to group everything. So what should I do? Send Jerry a message? Okay, Jerry, can you export me an icon?
Definitely not, no. No, you should be able to do it yourself, right?
Yeah. Who doesn't like 1.5 pixels in the stroke wheel, huh?
I like it, I like it.
Actually, I like it either, but only on Figma. On browser, this doesn't work, guys. So if you want to have this kind of stuff, please just use SVGs. If you don't know what it is, please Google it. Pixel perfect everywhere, huh? Huh? So why don't you enable the grid all over the place?
Okay.
Okay, thank you. And in this way, it's very easy for us to look at design, put this grid on the browser, and everything will be exactly the same. Usually when I talk with Jerry, I call him by the name. I don't call him #683838, right? So why don't you guys link all the colors and the typefaces? Because yeah, this project has more than 200 colors.
Yeah.
No. So let's imagine that he decides to add a new color. I will spend at least 20 seconds trying to find out the right name for that.
All right.
Thank you. You already know the answer for this. 2 different text styles, 2 different boxes. It's basically the same problem as the first slide.
Oh.
So you guys were already aware of this?
I wasn't.
This is amazing. So basically, if you export an image with fractional numbers, in the coordinates, you will have that beautiful line on the sides. And if you remove it, boom, magic. Thank you.
All right. I think we're done. Just to sum up our favorite positions or ways to make love, starting with your mindset. As Bruno said, there are no left-only analytical or right-only creativity brainers. We should think alike and try to push each other's ideas and trying to correct from your own expertise. And then hire and collaborate with more people from diverse backgrounds. That's important. And then going from that mindset to your process. Involve the development early on to be aware of all technical possibilities. And then the development also knows where you want to take your brand from a design perspective. And then if you do that, keep that constant conversation between you guys. That's what we would advise. So if you're finished with your project, then make those dev notes to avoid all miscommunication. And that should be it from your design perspective.
Yeah, and then please then create developer paradises. You just need to design the all design system with all the states, and please follow my handover rules.
So if you do this, we believe that you should be able to go from something imaginative to reality without any change. Just like this. So we started our presentation with being a Homo sapien. But from today on, we will be known as the Homo collaborate. Thank you.
Just one more thing, guys. Don't forget to make love. correctly, okay?